Hello everybody, this is All's House Gaming and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play the Banner Saga 2. In the previous episode, we continued on our journey following the Ravens, or rather leading the Ravens, as we are playing as Bulwark. Now, I haven't done the training because I plan to do that in between recording sessions, because I try to get everything for the week recorded in one day, so I don't have to worry about it later. So we're probably not, because looking at what I'm seeing, it seems as though we're coming to an end of Chapter 9 soon. So, let's get moving. Yeah, there's Bindal up ahead. I notice the others aren't so good at spotting food, Ollie slurs. It's a good thing I spent some time with that Trigvi fellow. Taught me what's what. Ah, we know Trigvi. But I nearly killed myself in those jagger bushes over there trying to get these. He steps aside to reveal a large basket full of mushrooms. You look at Folka, who shrugs. We need food, she says. Okay. Sure these are okay to eat? Sure, I'm sure. Been eating them all day, he says, taking a bite of one. A little bitter is all, but nothing a swig of meat won't solve. He drinks, swallows, and slaps his belly. If we selected the I don't trust them, throw them out from the previous option, or I'm not trusting a drunk's gut, toss them, we get -5 to morale. If we choose fine, put them on the cart from the previous one, or take them with us, we get supplies +8, and we get a flag of Ollie ate shrooms, which is unknown. Alright, then take them with us. Ollie stumbles a bit while hoisting the basket up into the cart and grabs another mushroom for his efforts. Others clap him on the back to show their appreciation.
The miners of Bindal are a rough crowd. Not a bad place to recruit new blades.
The old wanderer fights his way up next to you. Can't see a damn thing in this mess. Guess old Irings hasn't forgiven you yet after all. Let's see. Get nothing from these two. This one gets us progress. Shouldn't you have died already? Spar grunts. Soon enough, I reckon. Of course, these old bones won't be forming any mountain. Brambles, more like. He squints into the distance. There's bound to be more people from Ormsdal trying to find a new home in Bindal, Spar says. Crowded towns haven't always been good for us. All options get the same thing. What's got you worried, old man? Bunch of ravens set loose upon a slew of scared men and women is what. Won't take much to have the guards after us, if they let us in at all. He has a point, but there's little to be done about it. The idea of being around so many others in such a confined space makes you tense. You crave a long hunt and sleep in solitude. All of these people are looking for food and a home. And I'm looking for ale. Is that so much to ask for? I bet that scout tower already sent word of us being here. Kinda reminiscent of Frostveller. Snowstorm is worse than ever as you arrive at the walls of the mining town of Bindal. Gates are closed and you beat a fist against them. Open the Fang gates, you shout. From the wall, two menders look down on you, then recede. Soon the gates open enough for a half-dozen well-trained guards to greet you. Their one-eyed captain points and says, "Just you." Volka steps to your side. Not alone, she says. Getting back with the others, sets a Folka no-go flag. She comes with me. The better option leads to nothing immediately, but apparently unlocks plus 15 morale later on. She comes with me. Captain takes a moment to assess the situation, then nods. Before following him through the gates, you bark commands to other ravens, then stay close and ravens to stay close and vigilant. Inside the small gatehouse are 2 menders from the wall. A woman with a fancy spear and a cub of a man holding a staff. Valka Zephyr. Is this the Raven Banner? Well, Valka Zephyr. It is the Raven Banner. So it seems, but why here? Why now? Just passing through on our way to the Blue River, but this blasted storm caught us. Planned to come back this way afterwards for more work, but now we need some food and a place to hole up. We brought some people with us. They need a new home. I'm sure it felt the right thing to do, but we're already beyond our capacity here. Are you Bulwark? Bulwark Bloodaxe? Hold your tongue, Nichols. Let's see. Or I'll cut it out, get some progress, but no. What do you know about me, boy? Nichols fanboy set and unlocks another set of 15 morale for later. I've heard all your tales. I can't believe your cold bear cloak is real. Is it true your axe handles are made from your own horns? The older mender places a hand on the young man's shoulder. Wow, I never knew I was traveling with such a legend. You ignore her. Are you in charge here? Where's the governor? The governor left for Arborang a while back with most of the fighters to settle a dispute. The Mender Council sent me to bring the people of Bindal west as we've heard too many rumors of Dredge. More than rumors, we were in Bowersgard, saw a Bellower. The Immortal Sunder? How did you escape? Immortal was a joke. He's dead. Nichols' eyes go wide in awe, but Zephyr looks pensive. What about the great rift that opened between Bowersgard and Ormsdollar? We managed. Zephyr looks like she wants to press you for more information. Enough. Open the gates for my ravens. Mercenaries will only panic the people. With everyone from Ormsdollar, it's all I can do to keep them from stampeding like wild yawks. All options lead to the same result, but threaten to attack the walls gets us some more dialogue. Open the gates or they'll have a reason to panic. The guards in the room draw their weapons and aim them at you. Bulwark Bloodaxe. Even your renowned strength would fail against walls protected by a Valka and her apprentice. But we're on a job for a Valka. You snarl at Folka for saying too much. She shrugs in response. I'm not aware of another Valka being out this direction. Who has tasked you? Juno. Zephyr steps back at the name and studies your face for a moment. Nichols, you and the guards see what you can do outside the walls for the people. I'll see to it and make sure the ravens are comfortable. The young mender nods respectfully to Zephyr and grins at you and Folka before leading the guards through the gate. I'm inviting only the 2 of you to stay within our walls and enjoy a bit more warmth and comfort. Let's see. Good, but try anything and our ravens will level this place, leads to losing 9 fighters later on. So we're gonna go with and separate us from my ravens? No, that gets us a battle later on. Suit yourself, but your mistrust is unnecessary. Maybe, but I shouldn't have to tell you about my job from your superior just to get an invitation. My superior... No, you misunderstand. You have no job. The Valka known as Juno is dead. Dun dun dun! So, either that's not Juno, or they're not being told something. And now, we're back to Alette. The once energetic Mender approaches, looking both worn and troubled. Yeah, he's got a lot more gray in his hair than he did previously. I'm not sure I thanked you for the time to recover. I've never woven a spell that strong before. You sure you're ready to move on? You look... I know. I caught my reflection earlier. It's a more mature look. I wouldn't say the gray's in the right places to look that great. The mender grins, and a hint of his former youth shines through. Not everyone would have stopped for so long, especially with the ground rumbling like it has. Let's see. All options are the same results. 3 and 4 seem to be longer. Do you know what's causing the ground to shake? Remember the giant serpent that appeared in Einartoft? It felt pretty similar. But why would it be here now? You think it's following us? Avon pales a little, then shrugs. Anything is possible, so that's what you should prepare for. He shifts nervously for a moment before meeting your eyes. Have you given any more thought to my offer? I think some mending could really benefit you. You consider his offer. Now then. Sure, it might help someday. We'll allow some changes later on. Screw it. I'm not even going to say it. It could be really useful. We'll set in a mender flag for Alette. We won't get any mender skills until later, but she will gain the ability to mend the armor ability. Same as Avon's. It's kind of why we actually do want to invest some points into willpower for Alette, because it's going to be useful. Now then, if we choose to stick with improving our skills as a hunter, we get +1 range later on, which honestly doesn't really seem like all that much for me. So yeah, I'm going for the mender ability. Sure, might really help someday. I think so too, and you already know more than you think. I doubt it will take me long to teach you the basics, but you'll have to practice as we go. I'm placing some patterns on your bow. Yeah, right now we do get some patterns on that will display on our bow, but we won't get the ability until later on. Let's see, I'm placing some patterns on your bow. Trace them with your thumb at all times. Practice. Memorize them. Understanding will occur later. Okay, and we'll be getting a random event. For some reason, there was supposed to be an ability, supposed to be an option that says, what's this going to require of me, which returns you to the same options. Oops. Let's see, a scout runs up to you. There's a woman tied to a tree up ahead. Got 4 guards watching her. The strange news draws a good deal of attention from the caravan. The bound woman is ranting and spitting at the 4 guards when you arrive and ask, what's going on? This here's a witch, plaguing our clan, making everyone really sick. But we caught her and brought her way out here. Others nod. She's to be tied here for 5 days without food or water, then cut loose. Been 3 days so far. But she'll die on her own after that long with nothing to eat or drink, you say? That's not on us, the guard responds. But if you want to set her free, we'd be bigger fools than you to get in your way. You consider what to do. Okay, found it. Don't know how I missed it the first time around. Now then, this takes place over the course of 2 events. How do you know she's a witch? Everyone looks at the woman who is grinning a toothless grin. She scratches at the tree bark and calls out dead gods one by one. If that's not enough, the guard says. She was seen squeezing mistletoe berries into water troughs. Think I heard that makes you sick. The other guards bob their heads in agreement. You consider what to do. Yrsa, any thoughts? Also returns us to the same options. Yrsa smiles and saunters toward the tied woman. She says a few quiet words to the prisoner and looks her over before returning. My suggestion? Burn her in the tree to the ground. Okay. Well, let's see. Let her go and everyone go on their way. Gets us minus 25 supplies later on. I don't like it, but this isn't our concern. Costs us 5 morale. Let her go, she can join us. Leads to 75 supplies later on. I think you know what option I'm taking. The guard looks shocked. We're not getting near her, he says, and the 4 of them run off in different directions. You cut the woman free and she slumps to the ground weak. A few others help you get her into a cart and give her some water. She smiles at you once before falling asleep. Easy boy, a clansman shouts as the Yox cart nearly topples to one side. The tamped path of the Eastway Road has steadily turned into a cracked shamble. Looking ahead, it only gets worse. Various chasms gape like open mouths. You glance back to Avon, who looks at you and shakes his head. The entire caravan comes to a halt. We'll be eating our belts before finding a way across this broken road, especially with this many. There's no telling how far we'd have to backtrack to head north. Then we'll head south across the Ormsa riverbed. We can head towards Grundar and on west. Thrygvi peers around Hakon's elbow before coming fully into view. Heading south is questionable. Those people. Both options lead to the same result, so why do you say that? Maybe I spent a lifetime there. Plenty of things to eat under logs, but there's also people in the bogs. His eyes go wide. The Skald should hear my rhyme. But what's wrong with heading south? Yeah, you can see the carvings on her bow. Different ways of living. Old ways. Stick to the mud, and cragsmen are less bothersome. I think he's talking about the boggers, the rough, backward people of Swartzbog. Tryggvi frowns at Ivor. Words like that can find you swollen, filled with poison. He puffs out his cheeks and stares at Ivor. This is why Varl tend to keep to themselves. Each human is crazy in their own way. Tryggvi hunches over with laughter until he suddenly stops, sniffs the air, and marches away. Strange, but it's a fair warning. We've crossed over into lands most of us have never seen. Just because we left those dredge behind doesn't mean we won't have more wars ahead of us. If we had more supplies, I'd say we should stop for a few days and train some of these clansmen to fight. You consider your options. Let's see. Strange that camp and train isn't available on this one, but whatever. I don't want to risk running out of food, returns to the same options. We need to keep the few remaining clansmen moving, gets you nothing. Let's just camp, we'll consider training clansmen later. Calls for camp spread down the line. And now we can talk with Ludin. The prince is acting even more standoffish than usual. You and Ivar have caught him staring ahead and twisting the ring on his finger over and over. Yrsa quietly stands nearby. Glad to be heading home? Ludin turns to the two of you and offers a polite smile. Even after that chasm. Would it surprise you if I said no? All options lead to the same result? I thought you hated being so far from Arborang. Life on the trail hasn't won me over, but it's not all bad. It's even possible that I've learned a few things about leading people while out here. You, Ivor, and Yrsa stunned to hear the prince talk this way. I've grown up in comfort and trained with scholars and fighters. I've never known anything else. Saying stuff like that won't make you any friends in this caravan. But that's just it. Among these clansmen, I've seen the differences. I think I understand them a bit more. All options are the same result, but 2 or 3 get some extra dialogue. What do you plan to do with this understanding? If we make it to Arborang without being slaughtered by Dredge? When we make it. I'll talk to the king about my ideas for sharing information. Advisors learning from craftsmen, craftsmen learning from advisors. You've never seen the prince this animated, but then his face falls. I just don't think the king will appreciate my knowledge. Yrsa will agree. My father's not what you call open-minded. The king's a hard man. Has to be. But his son is his weakness. Ludin glares at her, but the archer only smirks. 1 or 2 get us extra dialogue. Can you tell us about King Meinolf? I suppose, but there's not much to him. He's king. He draws a hard line on nearly every topic. Talk to him is much like being told what to do. In fact, it's exactly that. I used to think the same thing about my father. Sometimes. This isn't about being his son. You'll see. Kings usually have to make tough decisions and stick with them. Maybe someday you'll see why. I know. I just don't think he'll care for my ideas on treating with commoners. What would you like to be called? We're all people, Prince. Even you. You have a charming way of humbling me. Yrsa rolls her eyes. Just keep an open mind about your father, the way you'd like him to have toward your ideas. That's something I've never considered before. I'll think on it. It's nice seeing Ludin soften up a little bit. As Prince Ludin and Yrsa walk away, you feel Ivor watching you. What? When did you become so full of sage advice? Since I started listening to you? Gods, don't start making that mistake. Two of you share a smile before moving on. Alright, let me double check over my heroes, see what we got. I know Bercy's left. Mogan's left. Thankfully, we still got Hogan, who has the Strav's Whetstone, and look at all of that we have. Seems a fair number of the people who left were people we kind of needed. Alright, well, Ivor up front. I suppose I could put Hakon down. Oh, wait, Hakon was already in there. Right, because he was there for... Okay, well, who can we put in place? Well, actually, I'll just put Hakon in place of Krumer. What does he even have on him? Right, the gloves that give him a ton of strength. Which is good. Let's see. What can I put on Ivor? I could give him his old belt. But that's just +3 break. I don't think I really need that. Zodleaf got, right, and yeah. Well, let me decide on who to put in here first. I already got 2 archers. I don't think I need to put Yrsa in there. Hogan, perhaps? Then again, I could stand to get Ludin. Well, no, he's already got 16 kills to his name. Who's lacking in kills? Strigvi? Yeah, why not? Let's give him a promotion, because we finally have a decent amount of renown again. And put the 2 points into his strength. Trigby's necklace, plus 10% crit chance. Yeah, you could do better. Let's see, what's the number 4s? Let's see, extra armor per turn. +3 will per rest. We could give him the +3 break. What's his break look like? 2? The box is staying on Avon no matter what. Maybe I'll consider putting it on Alette once she gets her ability, but for the time being, it stays on Avon. Yeah, I think for the time being, I'm just going to give Trigvi the +3 to break. Okay, nothing else to it. We still got some time, so let's head out. Game trail, one of the few gathered hunters says. Looking at the beaten path, no telling what we might find down it, but it'll fill some stomachs. Okay. Game trail, game trail. Here we are. Let's see. Let the hunters hunt, which apparently gets us nothing, which might be a bug. Make a wager for who brings the biggest kill gets us progress, and we need to keep moving gets us nothing. So, make a wager for who brings back the biggest kill. Everyone in the group starts smiling and tossing coins in a purse before heading down the trail. When it branches, 2 hunters sprint left, and 3 think the center trail looks promising. You consider what to do. Search the ground for any clues, returns to the same options. Follow the hunters left, gets +15 morale and +10 supplies. Follow the hunters down the center trail, gets 15 morale and 10 supplies. Take off right on our own, gets us 5 renown, 15 morale, and 25 supplies. Take off to the right on our own. You choose to hunt alone and move down the path quietly. Sure enough, a couple of hares bolt for cover before you can sight them. But it's not you they're afraid of. The scent hits you as a bear crashes through the nearby brush. You instinctively aim and fire, scoring a shot no one will ever believe. You shot 537 pounds of meat, however you are only able to carry 100 pounds back to the caravan. For those of you who don't know, that's an Oregon Trail reference. Shoot too much, but gets you a ton, but you can only carry so much back. Gotta say, wasn't expecting a reference to be had here, but I'm not complaining about a good laugh. One hunter was wounded, but it will heal. The two others brought back a large boar, but you are clearly the victor. You give everyone back their coin, and drinks are shared while the injured man's leg is mended. Later, the entire caravan enjoys the stories of the hunt while feasting. Morale improved, 25 supplies, and a storm. Now, let's see. Once you cross the Ormsel riverbed, the wind ceases to cut through the humid air. The darkening sky lets loose its rain, and soon fat drops of water turn the dirt path to sucking mud, slowing the caravan. Cloaks are pulled overhead, and children and animals are wrangled near the carts. I was hoping to avoid visiting this part of the kingdom for at least a few more years, Prince Ludin says. At least others have had the sense to abandon this cesspool. As arrogant as he sounds, he's right. There are very few signs of life around you, yet you still feel like you're being watched. See, the lowing of the usually quiet yaks indicates the beast's difficulty pulling the carts. You're up to your knees in it when a scout comes to you. Found some stone markers that lead us to a few paths of solid footing. Few paths of solid ground over there. He points while shouting over the yaks. Uneven and bumpy, but easier than this. Now then. Stone markers lead us back to the same options. Lead the way, which is the better one, gets us faster travel speed, a battle later on, and we lose one to rugged decision. But this is one of the decisions we're going to want to go against him with. We'll stick to the muddy path we're on, gets us morale minus 10, rugged decision plus 1, and unlocks the next event. But we're not going to do that. Yes, we're going to go against Rugga, but the other decisions we make later on will be better. Will still get us in his good graces. Stone markers? Yeah, don't look natural. Don't look like much of anything else either. Just some stones marking a path through this place is all I can figure. I would ask Trigvi, but he's nowhere around. Probably out gathering mushrooms. Well, we know where all he learned that from. Lead the way. The caravan changes course slowly, but you soon see the low stone markers. Some with sticks tied around them. The caravan picks up speed over the lumps of packed ground until a child screams. You rush back to see the boy being pulled out of a hole in one of the mounds you crossed. Inside, you see blackened, wrapped bodies buried only inches beneath the bog. You're walking across burial ground. Get everyone moving, Ira says. There's a chance we'll make it out of here without anyone knowing we were here. You start urging everyone on, but feel Rugga watching you. Yeah. Now, there is an event that occurs only if we did not cross through the hallowed ground. That's the other decision we didn't take. Someone's son is missing, Ivor says, motioning to a crowd shouting a boy's name. The man with bleary eyes looks at you and says, "He's my only son. He treats his white goat like his best friend. It must have wandered off and he's out there looking for it." The man looks across the rainy bog. "I've got to find my boy." We can stop, but take some gear and get your son. -2 supplies, -8 clansmen. Wait here, Ivor and I will find him. You'll get half a day added on, and progress. Tears roll down the boy's face as he sinks up to his neck in the mud. You are ahead of Ivor, but already waist deep and a few yards away. Ivor is up to his knees. Extend your bow to the boy gets you nothing. Let go of the goat or your goat and move this way. You lose a clansman. Sorry, in the guide they say peasants and not clansmen. And 5 morale. Ivor, can you reach them, gets you +20 morale. Okay. Now then, I see what's coming up, and we're running out of time, so I'm going to make camp and end the episode there. Plus, this will also get us a chance to take care of training to get everybody up to 30 kills in between recording sessions, so yeah, I'm gonna take it. Anyways, with that, if you guys like what you see, please leave a like, subscribe for future content. Don't forget to hit that bell icon to get notifications for when I upload, or to hit the straw poll link to vote for our next Let's Play. And please, leave a comment down below this video. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Thanks for watching.